weekend with your staff, and your staff are waiting for their salaries, and then you open your bank app and you're trying to make a transfer, and you find out that you cannot make that transfer. And so you panic, right? You call your account officer, you try to reach your accountant, he's not picking, and then you go to the bank and you discover that your account has been frozen, and they tell you that it's not from them. And then you call your accountant, you can't really reach your accountant. Then you get a mail or you get a letter from NRS, which is FIRS, saying that you owe tax that you never even knew that you had to pay. This happened to a real business owner in Lagos. She had been running her company for 3 years. She pays her staff, she files her annual returns, and so she thought that she was doing everything right. She was obeying the law and paying the taxes she ought to pay. But the thing is, soon after, she lost access to her account for 47 days. And the worst part, is that if someone had sat her down for 10 minutes, just 10 minutes, and explained how business taxes work in Nigeria, none of that would have happened. Okay, that is why I am here. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to explain to you how taxes work in Nigeria. And by the end of this video, FRS will never catch you off guard again. So let's just get right into the video. So here's the truth that nobody really says out loud, is that most Nigerian business owners are not tax evaders. They are just tax confused. The system is complicated, the agencies are multiple, and nobody teaches you this in school, not in secondary school, not in university, and not even in business school. You just have to figure it out yourself. So when FRS come knocking, you will not even know what to do. So I'm going to break down 3 things. 1, what taxes actually apply to your business. 2, what you're supposed to file and when you're supposed to file it. 3, what happens if you don't and how to fix it if you're already behind. So you have to watch this video to the end, because I'm going to tell you what to do if you've never filed anything and you're worried about what happens next. That part is very important. So let's just get right into the main video. So let's start from baby steps. Let's start from the beginning. If you run a registered business in Nigeria, whether it's a business name or it's a limited liability company, there are 3 taxes that you need to understand right now. The first one you need to understand is what is called CIT, that's company income tax. This is the tax on the profit if your company is making money, good money. FIRS expects that 30% of that profit will be going to them. So, but if you're a small business and you earn less than 25 million a year, it's actually 0%. You don't need to pay anything, but you still have to file, because filing and paying are 2 different things entirely. A lot of people miss it at this point. Number 2 is what is called VAT, that's value added tax. If you sell goods, you sell services, you sell clothes, you have a restaurant, and you earn more than 25 million naira a year, you're supposed to be charging your customers 7.5% VAT and remitting it back to FRS. So this money is actually not yours. It has never been yours. It will never be yours, because it's the government money just sitting in your account temporarily. If you spend it, you will have a problem. You will have to pay that money back. Number 3 is what is called withholding tax. This particular tax, confuses a lot of people. So let's say, for example, you bill a client 200,000, they pay you 190,000, they say 10,000 is withholding tax. That's not, they are not trying to cheat you. That's them deducting it on behalf of FRS. The good news is, you know that you can actually use that deduction as a credit when you're filing, but only if you collect the receipt from the client. So always collect the receipt. They can take it out of any money that you want to file. So it's also like an incentive or a bonus for you. So now let's talk about filing, because knowing you owe tax and actually filing are 2 completely different things. So here's the basic calendar. If you register the limited liability company, you have like an 18-month window where you can be doing your business. You don't need to file tax. But after that, the following year, 30th of June, it is due for filing, right? FIRS can charge you 25,000 for the first month that you are late and 5,000 for every month after that. So you have to really take note of that, because it adds up very fast. The VAT returns is a monthly thing. So the businesses that register for VAT must file returns by 21st of the following month. So for January, right, if you're just starting, February 24th, that's when you will file. And a lot of businesses take this for granted and they're behind, and then the issues. But for withholding tax, it is due by 21st of the following month. So let's say they charge you withholding tax this month. It's next month, the following month, that you would have to file your withholding tax. So let's get back to the story I was talking about in the beginning. Let's just call her Ada. That's a fake name, by the way, because these kind of things are not unusual. I've seen it happen more than once. The business owner registers your company properly, you're paying your staff, you have an accountant, you even have a lawyer, and they are filing your CAC annual returns, they are filing your tax, they are filing your CAC annual return, but they are not filing your tax returns with the FIRS. No, but because in her mind, by the way, that's not her real name. So she registered her company, she was paying her staff, she was doing business. Business was going well. She had an accountant, a lawyer on standby, but they were only filing her CAC annual return. They were not filing tax returns with the FRS. So in her mind, because she felt like, oh, I have an accountant, she assumed that everything was covered. But nobody told her that CAC compliance and tax compliance are completely separate things. Two different government bodies, two different portals, two different obligations. By the time FIRS came for her, she had 3 years of unfiled returns. The penalties had already compounded and they froze her account while she was trying to sort it out, which took quite a while and it wasn't really funny, if you know what I mean. So please hear me. Having an accountant or a lawyer is not the same thing as being compliant. Ask your accountant, ask your lawyer specifically, are you filing my IFRS returns? If they pause before the answer, just know that that is the answer. They are not filing it, it's still unpaid, and then you need to track it properly. Now, I also promise you that if you've never filed before and you're worried about what will happen, here it is. FRS has something called the Voluntary Assets and Income Declaration Scheme, and there are periodic table amnesty windows. But even outside of those, you can walk into any FRS office and declare yourself voluntarily and tell them, you know what, I need to file my tax. When you come to them before they come to you, the penalties are significantly reduced. They would rather have you in the system than chase after you. So what should you do right now? Today, not tomorrow, is go to the FRS website and register for a tax identification number. If you don't have one, it's free, it's online, and it's the first step to being compliant. In my own opinion, I say go to the FRS office that is closest to you by yourself, get your team from there. You will get it immediately. They will generate it for you. You don't have to wait. Then have a conversation with your lawyer or your auditor or your accountant and ask them, please, how are we doing? What do we need to file? What are we owing? Which years have we paid for? Which ones have we not paid for? Which ones do we need to pay for? When do we need to pay? Have that conversation. It's just like when you steal now and you go to the police station and tell them, see, oh, that thief that you people are looking for, I'm the one. It always makes it easier for them. They will even be telling you thank you for not allowing us do any investigation. And most of the time, the only people who benefit from your not knowing it are the people actually collecting penalties from you. I'm not here to impress you with any legal jargon, but to make sure that when FRS or a client or a landlord or a partner comes after you, you're not caught off guard. You have an idea of what you need to do. You know exactly what you need to do. So if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe. I post a video every week and I want the next video to reach you. So drop your questions in the comment section. I always answer your questions. I read every single one of them, and share this with one business owner that you know, because somewhere out there, there's another Ata, not a real name by the way, who doesn't know her account is like this. So let's make sure that it is not your friend. Thank you guys for watching. Until I see you guys in my next video. Bye.